And good afternoon, everyone. 12 noon o'clock out here on the East Coast. It's Carm Capriato, the Town Hall Academy. It's what episode? 245 weeks in a row of doing this single subject forum. Hey, we're the best kept secret to automotive aftermarket networking. Be a fly on the wall. Hang out with us. We have a really cool show here. Really, really cool show. I just found out that we are not live on LinkedIn, but we're going to try to go there again. Yeah, it worked. Okay, cool. LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, we're all out there. And of course, I think you all know we repurposed this as a podcast next Thursday, and the video is always out there on the Carm Capriato YouTube channel. Well, everyone, we're coming to you live from the Remarkable Results Radio podcast studio, or also commonly called the Carm Cave. I'd like to introduce you to my guests. Whoa, what a professional panel we have here today. Rena Rennebaum, the CEO of Empowered Advisor. Hi, Rena.
Hi, good morning.
Good to have you here. Chad Jacks is with us, Service Advisor, Dale's Service Center, Davenport, Iowa. Hi, Chad.
Hi, Carm. Good to be here.
Hey, man. Are you in corn country out there?
We are.
That's every time I think of Iowa. That's what I think. Ethan Smith is with us, Service Advisor at Casey Automotive Chantilly, and Sterling, Virginia.
Yeah, Sterling. We have 2 locations.
2 locations. How cool is that? Well, thank you for being here.
Yeah,
This is going to be a fun show, and if you're with us on Facebook, if you're with us on LinkedIn, do me a favor, check in with your city, give us a like, a comment. We love to see the comments in Facebook. You know, we put them up, and every once in a while we comment on your comments. Hey, I want to thank our great partners and our sponsors here on the show. You know, here's a little tip for you. Sell with clicks, not calls. Showcase your technical expertise and get to a yes faster. Shopware's online interactive repair orders will put you and your value at your customers' fingertips. Book a demo today at getshopware.com. Hey, and are you running a busy shop? It can be a challenge, you know. With Broadly's web chat feature, you can respond to a customer's question right on your phone anywhere at any time. Be in touch with customer inquiries at getbroadly.com/chat. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and thanks. Hey, everybody, next week's Aftermarket Weekly, as you know, we do that each and every week. It'll be week 75, episode 75. Tina Erickson's going to be on. She's going to talk about some really cool stuff as my guest host. And then we're going to see a great tour of her shop, Ken's Auto Service. Looking forward to that. And let me see what else. Oh, next week, 1 week from today, Town Hall Academy, Anxiety Disorders at Work. Mark and Summer Guerrero, Candace Butin Miller, and Rick White's going to be with me. A lot of cool stuff coming up. Okay, guys, Service Advisor role plays. This is going to be so much fun. You know, Rena and I got on the phone a while back and we said, hey, let's take our whole Service Advisor role play thing up to a new level, a new notch. And so we're going to do this. What you're going to see is potentially 3, but maybe just 2 role plays. And the great new change in our role play, everyone, is this. We're going to do a role play based on what the average service advisors may be doing. And then Rena's going to give some, coaching and advice, and the guys are going to talk amongst each other. And then we're going to go out and do it what we classify as the right way, if there is a right way versus a wrong way. So good to have you all here. Rena, I'm going to turn this over to you. I know that the first role play is going to be about needing a transmission, and Rena, of course, is going to be the coach. Chad is going to be the service advisor. Ethan is going to be the customer.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with what we feel like Carm, like what you said, with an average call. So this would be something that the average customer should expect to hear. So we'll go ahead and let you guys start. You want me to ring the phone for you guys?
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Ring, ring, ring.
Oh, Chad, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you.
Oh, Chad, we can't hear you.
Chad, I think you may be on mute.
Dale Service Center.
Hey, I'm just calling in to see what it might cost to replace my transmission.
Okay. Yeah. What's going on with the vehicle?
It's accelerating kind of weird. Once I get coasting, it's fine, but accelerating it just shifts weird and abnormal.
Okay. What's that? No. Sorry, buddy. A guy came in and asked me about a part. Could you repeat what you just said to me?
It's shifting weird, and when I try to accelerate.
Okay. How long's that been going on?
A few weeks now.
Okay. What type of vehicle are we talking about?
It is a 2016 Honda Accord.
Okay. Yep. No, be say $162 to check it out. I can get you next Wednesday. Would that work for you?
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it should work. Do you know like how much it might cost to replace it?
Well, maybe $6,000. I don't know, but we'll take a look at it and figure it out.
Okay. What time do you want me to come in?
Let's see, next Wednesday. Chop it off at 8:00.
Okay. All right. Do you need any information from me at all, or?
Yeah, let's get your name.
Okay. It's Ethan.
Ethan,
All
what's
right,
your phone
guys.
number? Okay.
Let's stop the pain. You guys, did anybody see Carm's face?
He was yawning.
Oh my, no, that was not a yawn. That was a, what is going on here?
No, when I felt what you guys were doing, Chad, you were just so deadpan, so perfect, so not into the call. And I'm thinking, well, if this is normal in our industry, the top shops don't do this. I know that for a fact. But I think what we're trying to do is to show how absurd phone conversations from service advisors to customers can be. So thank you for rocking my world, Chad. That was really good, by the way.
Yeah. Thank you, Chad. That was good. So I think that we could probably all agree in this room here that there wasn't any relationship built with that customer. Definitely, Chad was not interested in the call. He didn't want to be on the call. He was interrupted by somebody, and that became more important than the customer. I really like that, Ethan, you said as the customer, do you even want my information? I do. I hear this happen a lot on calls, that the customer has to say, hey, I want an appointment. I called because I want to make sure when I get there that you guys are going to be there and you're going to be available for me and you know why I'm coming in. So I want to go back to, something that we have been learning for a long time that we've been going over, and that's our first 3 steps when dealing with a price shopper. Your first step is getting to know the customer. So what was that person's name, and when's the last time that they had their car in our shop? And then the next thing is, what about the car? What sort of symptoms is Ethan experiencing, and how long? And we just told him $6,000 and he maybe doesn't even need a transmission. So we should probably know more about the car, more about why Ethan is calling us and what he needs from us, and then what we can offer him. So step 1 is get to know the customer. Step 2, get to know the vehicle. And step 3 is offer the inspection. I think that as service advisors, we jump in too quick to offering, hey, this is what you need. You need to come in for an inspection, which, the thing is the path of least resistance is honestly, the customer probably does, but the customer doesn't believe that. So it's our job to get the customer to believe that they need to come in for an inspection. And the only way to do that is ask enough questions.
Let me ask a question to the whole team. Chad threw $6,000 at Ethan near the end. Ethan, knowing that, okay, I'll take an appointment, calls the next shop, takes an appointment, calls the next shop, takes an appointment, and he ghosts the other 2 because someone told him 4,900 instead of 1,000. And they all did the same thing. Basically, maybe Ethan was shopping for price, but Chad never, tried to relate that we're going to do much more than have you just drop your car off. So in the real world setting, Rena, all Ethan probably became at that point in time, after that terrible role play, just a fisher. He was just a fisher there.
Yeah, I agree that if we just give a price, we're only giving people price to compare. So we should talk about our warranty. We should talk about the skill level of our technicians. We should talk about the amenities, the features and benefits of our shop, because that's what really is going to set us apart. It isn't the price, it's who we are and what you're going to receive when you get here.
Super.
All
So you
right.
guys
Well,
want you guys want to show us how it really works?
Why not?
Love to.
all right, guys, I'll go ahead and ring the phone. Ring, ring, ring.
Thank you for calling Dale Service Center. My name is Chad, and how may I help you?
Hi. I am looking to get my transmission replaced in my vehicle.
Okay, we can help you out with that. And who am I speaking with?
Ethan.
Hi, Ethan. Ethan, just in case I get disconnected, what's your phone number?
It's 555-555.
Uh-huh. 5, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right. Ethan, tell me a little bit about this transmission and the vehicle itself. What's going on?
Well, the vehicle is a Honda Accord. For the past few weeks, it's just been shifting abnormally. It hasn't really been doing what it's supposed to, and I kind of feel like it's the transmission. I've done some research online, and that's at least what I've been reading about. And yeah, I hear it's expensive to do that, and I'm just looking to see what it is to replace it.
Totally understandable. Ethan, have you been in here to see us before at Dale's?
I have not, no.
Okay, so this vehicle would be new to me, so I haven't had a chance to look at it yet. How long have you had this vehicle?
I've had it for a couple of years now.
Okay. Any recent repairs or modifications done to the vehicle?
I've had maintenance done to it, but I mean that's really it. I've only had to do like brakes and tires. It's a fairly new car.
Okay. Do you know if you've checked the transmission fluid at all on that?
No, I don't know how to do that.
Okay, we can take care of that for you. Ethan, here's my professional opinion. Before we just throw a transmission at it, this could be something simple that's easy to fix, and we can stay away from a transmission. Here's my professional opinion. I'd like to get you to come up here. Is there any check engine lights on the vehicle?
No, not that I know of.
Okay. Well, we can definitely still hook up our scan tool to it and communicate with it, see if there's anything stored or hidden. We can go for a ride with you with one of my technicians and get a feel for that. And then we can make an informed decision with you here on which path we should go to get your vehicle fixed. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
How much would that cost for you guys to do that?
Well, I'll be honest with you, the testing is $162 to do that. That's
Okay.
if that's okay on that, with tax out the door, we do a 3-year, 36,000 mile parts and labor warranty. That's what that testing does. So you'll get my technicians' expertise, their knowledge, and basically you're going to get a guy that knows Hondas. We're very good. We've been in business for 40 some years. What's next Monday look like for you? Is that a day you're available to drop it off?
Yeah, I could do next Monday.
Okay. Do you need a shuttle ride home or a loaner vehicle? Do you have transportation?
Ride home would be great, actually.
I can help you with that. No problem. Okay, Ethan, I've got your information and your phone number down here. If anything should change, feel free to give me a call and we'll move that appointment for you. We'll put Monday, 8 o'clock. Sound good?
Yeah, that works.
Perfect. Have a great weekend, Ethan. We'll see you Monday.
Awesome. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow, that was a little bit more like soft butter.
Yeah. Good job, guys. That was great. One of the things that I wanted to say is, we ended up building a relationship with a customer and knowing that this car was a good fit for our shop. This is a car that we know, Ethan told us it's been maintained. This is a good car. It sounds like he doesn't try to work on it himself. He said, I don't even know how to check the transmission fluid. That's a good car for us. So Chad did his shop a favor as well by making sure that he was converting a good customer for the shop. So I thought that was great. Ethan, how did you feel as the customer?
A lot better than the last call. I don't know who I spoke to before, but this guy this time around was very professional. I like how he, talking about shop amenities and what we offer. I think that when most people call in and they get like a quote for what looking at their cars, like diagnosis. They hear that big number, and what they don't think about is why that is the way it is, which usually comes down to what that shop offers, like shuttle service or loaner vehicles, or how experienced their technicians is. So I think that's good that he mentioned that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Chad, I have a question for you. Based on your phone skills, your training, how do you develop and build trust slash relationships over the phone?
Listen to the customer. They're the customers don't always know what to say, except for, how much does it cost for this? Make them feel at ease. Tell them what Ethan was just saying, what you can offer, what you can do. I like to take the word no out of my vocabulary. I think yes is, I think everything can be addressed. I think you can break down walls, build bridges to that customer. We can meet their needs. We're definitely capable of doing that. And it's us, the service advisors, that need to look at that person and say, hey, I can help them, and listen to their needs and work off of that.
In that first role play, I didn't hear as many questions as you asked in the second. And isn't questions one of the keys to developing relationships? Because you want to listen, but you're also trying to develop. That individual tells you things you may not necessarily know if you didn't ask.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, asking him if he's been in before. So I haven't seen the vehicle. This is new to us. Ethan said he didn't do much of, he's maintaining the vehicle, but he didn't know about changing the transmission fluid or where to check the dipstick or if it can. So yeah, asking those questions is so key. And the more questions you ask, the easier the testing is for the technicians. And you can get to the root of the problem fairly quickly, and you can really help that customer save a lot of money and get good service.
Any final thoughts, team, on that second role play there?
I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah. Guys, did a good job. Good learning stuff here. Thank you so much. And before we go into the second role play, which is what we're going to talk about, the check engine light is on. Whoa, isn't that one of the biggest things that come in every day? Let's thank our partners again. Hey, do you remember the 1990s? Your shop management system, I'm sure, does. Printing paper, shuffling clipboards, leaving voicemails. Hey, grab a paper clip while you're at it and pull some trouble codes. The check engine light is flashing and your profits are running lean. Check out with my friends at getshopware.com. And, lots of companies say that they can help your company, your shop, get more reviews. But what do they really, really offer to you? Now, Broadly is the one platform that partners with Google for reviews and messaging in the auto space. Getbroadly.com/chat. Hey, cool stuff, Rena. Thank you so much for this. Let's go into role play number 2, and we're going to see the good way and then the bad way. Ethan, you are now the service advisor. Chad, you're the customer. Rena, of course, you continue to be the coach.
Ring, ring, ring.
Thank you for calling Casey's Automotive. This is Ethan.
Yeah, Ethan, I got a check engine light on. How much do you guys cost to diagnose that?
Okay, what vehicle are you driving?
It's a 2003 Pontiac.
Okay. Have you had codes pulled already on that?
Yeah, I took it to the parts store, and they said it's a oxygen sensor, but there's multiple ones on it, so I don't know. Should I replace them all, but I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we can definitely take a look at that for you. I mean, we may just need to put an O2 sensor in the vehicle to fix that, or it may be like a catalytic converter. But yeah, I mean, we charge like $150 to check that over and figure that out. Can you bring it in next Tuesday?
Next Tuesday? No, I'm busy that day. Can I get in Thursday?
Yeah, that works. Can we see it 7, 8 a.m.?
Yeah, I can make that work. Now, how much is this going to cost?
I'd say, like I said, anywhere from like $150, probably to maybe even $170. It just depends.
Okay, does that price come off at the end? What if I do the repairs with you?
No, so that stays on there.
Okay. Why is that?
It's diagnosis that we cover for our technician, and it's just separate from the repair. That's at least how that we work diagnosis.
Okay. And yeah, I looked online and I seen that the oxygen sensors I can get for like $24 a piece. Is that probably roughly what will cost to do? Maybe with that testing, maybe we're looking at $300.
Should be. I mean, at least as parts are concerned, they should be around that same price if that's what you're seeing.
Okay. All right. Do you take my name and number down?
Oh, sure. What's a good phone number for you?
555-5555.
Awesome. We'll see you Thursday.
Great. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Chad, you are such a grumpy customer.
I know.
I like it. I like it. You know, I think that when I hear Chad, I think about, Chad has probably called multiple other shops, right? And he's probably frustrated because his check engine light is on. He's been told no by a bunch of different people. He hasn't had people that are very helpful. And so in turn, you kind of start to get a little bit rough when you're dealing with your shop, So
Attitude. He had an attitude.
yeah. And I look, I don't think it's okay, but I understand that over time you just get frustrated that you're not getting anybody to like ask you some questions and build some doubt and build some hope. And I think Ethan, at least, he was, pleasant to talk to, but, he didn't really ask very many questions about the car. He didn't build any doubt. He didn't build any hope. I would like to hear some more questions from you, Ethan. I'd like to hear, how many miles does the car have? What sort of symptoms is he experiencing? How long has he been experiencing those symptoms? I kind of like what Chad did in the last call. Chad uncovered the lifeline. So how long did you own it? And, kind of like, what do you have planned for the car? And that's also really helpful of sometimes sending somebody in a good direction or, helping them make a decision. So, again, step one is get to know your customer. I don't even think we knew Chad's name until the end of the call, or if that car has even ever been in. And sometimes if we find that the car has been in the shop, we're able to now talk to the customer differently, take a very different approach. So I would definitely start with getting to know Chad, go to getting to know more about the car, and then making your recommendation of the inspection.
How do you get out of the $24 O2 sensor debacle?
It's a very fun conversation for sure.
Oh
Yeah.
my, yeah, and I'm sure that happens every day on the phone where you're trying to just yes the customer because you're trying to get them in, and then you have to face the consequence later because you did not necessarily tell them the real part of that story.
Right.
But the real part is we don't even know if the car needs that, right? And so I honestly, there really isn't a point in going after that conversation quite yet, right? Because we really just need to bring the car in, find out what's going on, and then give them a price from there.
Hey, are we as service advisors willing to go the whole 9 yards with a customer like Chad? Are we looking to pull the positivity out of his particular attitude, since we may be the third shop he's called and his third appointment that he's set? Do we get crushed, Ethan, Chad, as service advisors by that attitude that you sense, or are your skills to the point where you want to flip that?
I like a challenge. I don't mind trying to flip that. I think obviously the vehicle needs attention. It needs to be fixed. He's making calls. He's probably getting poor customer service from all these shops he's calling. I think we're in a position to take that business and fix his customer's car. This could turn into a long-term deal. He's maybe has multiple cars, family members. We start getting referrals, good reviews.
Yeah, don't let his negative attitude hurt yours. Every single phone call is a huge opportunity, like you say. Wow.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think that the biggest thing whenever you go into a conversation like that is not to judge too quickly. And at least the reason why I feel that way is because, like we've been saying, that person's likely called around and has been asking people, how much is this going to cost, or what am I going to need? That person really just wants answers. He wants some peace of mind, wants to know what he's going to need to get this, nasty check engine light resolved. That customer's got some kind of pain that we can do our absolute hardest to try to resolve. And I think that ultimately what we need to do as service advisors for those customers is be that help and give them the opportunity to experience what it is for a shop that looks out for them, that is in their best interest, that will help in any way that they can. And I think that usually customers like that haven't experienced that yet. So
You have to have that giver mentality, right, Ethan?
yeah.
Hey, thanks so much to Megan Denef and Bill Connor, Jerry Holcomb, Keith Perkins, and others that are hanging out with us here today. That's great. Hopefully, you're all learning something. And remember, the cool thing about the Tunnel Academy and everyone that we do is you can just literally just go out and have a lunch and learn one day and play the video with and for your team, or just tell them go home and watch that. Come back. Let's talk about what we heard, what we learned. So thank you so much, Rena. Are we ready to do it right now?
I think so. All right, here we go. Ring, ring, ring.
Thank you for calling Casey's Automotive. This is Ethan. How can I help you?
Yeah, Ethan, I got a check engine light on my car. What's it cost to bring it up to you guys and take a look at it?
Okay, so we've got a check engine light on. I'm sorry to hear that we've got that light on the dash. With that being said, who am I speaking with?
Yeah, my name is Chad.
Chad? Okay, and Chad, have we seen you here before?
No, I have not been up to your location.
Okay, well, I appreciate you giving us a call and giving us the opportunity to help you. So with that being said, has anybody looked at this already before for you?
I did take it up to the local parts store. They hooked a scanner up to it and said it was like an oxygen sensor.
Oxygen sensor. Okay, yeah. And what year, make, and model is your vehicle?
Oh, it's a 2003 Pontiac Grand Prix.
Okay, perfect. So if anything, what I'd say that would be the best thing for this vehicle is if we were to have one of our certified, experienced technicians really dig into this vehicle and figure out why this code is on. The biggest difficulty when we have a check engine light is that there's just so many variables. And what we don't want to do is essentially guess. What we want to do is make a repair and get this light to go away for you. So with that being said, is there a time possibly that I can see in here maybe this Thursday to take a look at that for you?
Yeah, I can make Thursday work. Do you
Okay.
know if you guys find out what's wrong with it, will I get the car back that same day?
It honestly, it truthfully depends what repair that we need. And it also comes down to parts availability. What we try to do is we try to use either OEM or close to OEM parts for a vehicle, especially for like a check engine light. Because the biggest thing we want to ensure is that if we, like I said, make a repair, we want it to stay out. So yeah, I mean, that is all stuff that we can go over with you and talk about once we have you here and get to know you and the car and go over those things. But yeah, does that still sound okay that we do that for you?
It does.
Okay.
I forgot to mention that the car does pull a little bit to the left when I accelerate. Do you guys
Okay.
do alignments?
Yeah, we definitely do alignment. So what we can also do for you and what we cover in our courtesy inspection is doing a test drive of the vehicle. Whether you'd like to accompany the technician is completely up to you. We'll test drive that, check the alignment for you and let you know if that alignment is out and go from there. And if so, if it does, we'll let you know what that costs.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
Ethan, what's your address?
We are located at 45891 Woodland Road, Suite 130 in Sterling.
Would I be able to drop it off Wednesday night? Do you have a drop box?
Yeah, we certainly do. We've got a drop box in the front of our building, and if you'd at all need to pick up after hours, we've also got a night pickup too.
Oh, that's convenient. All right.
Mhm.
Okay. I appreciate it. I got it down for Thursday at 8 o'clock.
Awesome, Chad. And just before you go, may I get a phone number for you, just in
Yeah,
case I need to contact you?
absolutely. 555-555-5555.
Awesome, Chad. Well, I appreciate you giving us a call. We look forward to looking at this here on Thursday for you.
Thanks so much, Ethan.
Thank you.
Great job, guys. Thank you. One of the things that I want to say is Ethan is really always good at expressing empathy. And it generally really takes a customer who is feeling really frustrated, feeling, just they haven't had anybody express any empathy to them. Just sorry that that's happening. It sounds frustrating. And it generally just turns the customer to a completely different person. So you can take this really rough, frustrated person and just give them a little bit of love, and they turn into a soft, mushy love bug for you. I don't know if you're looking for a love bug at the shop, but you know what I mean. Um, One thing that I want to say is that I'm really careful that we don't use acronyms. OEM, most people don't know what OEM means. Not even all industry people know what OEM means. So I'm very careful with that. But I loved the way that you took this call, Ethan. I think that it was definitely changed Chad. It's harder to be grouchy and mean when somebody is being kind and has great tone. And I think we can see these two role plays that we've done. The biggest thing, the biggest change is the tone of the service advisor and how that changed the tone of the customer.
Right. Yeah, I think you're definitely correct. I like how I'm thankful that you pointed out about the OEM. I think that, like I said before, one of our biggest roles as a service advisor is education. And I think that when we go into, whatever that repair might be for that customer, making sure that we educate them correctly enough as to, hey, this is what we do, this is what we need, and making sure that they clearly understand and that they're free to ask questions. And I think that when you have that initial call, I feel like that sets you up for success, depending on how that call goes and how that relationship is going to be.
Hey guys, first of all, Robert Kennedy Jr., this is super cool. I'm going to run my service advisor through a few of these to see how they react before I hire them. Cool idea. Just, across the desk from them or on the phone, let's do a role play. I love that idea. But let me ask you, Chad and Ethan, and Rena too. Do you guys work off of a checklist, like if you will, something while you're on the phone to look over what are critical things you want to cover, or is it just so inherent in you because you do this for a living, you don't need if you will, a little crib sheet?
I'll say it's good to have a sheet next to you because sometimes you actually get so involved with the customer and building that relationship. You're talking sports with them or something, you don't want to forget about the reason you're having fun with them. They're relaxed, so just to cover your bases. We're human, and that's a good kind of a problem if you're actually having a really good conversation with that customer and you kind of get a little off track. But just to keep you on track, it does not hurt to have a cheat sheet or a couple notes or whatever. But you want to hit your bullet points, cover everything. And then once that customer's at the door, you can always complete the rest of the information, such as their addresses and emails and things like that.
That's what I heard. Do you have a Dropbox? I thought maybe, Ethan, you would have said, listen, some of the things we do for our great customers is we have a Dropbox, and do you know where we're located would be a really great question to ask instead of Chad saying, what's your address? I just was starting to think about if I was in your role and I'd say, I got to be sure I cover these basics through the formatting of questioning the customer. So I thought it was great, and thank you for breaking the code. Ethan, do you guys use like a cheat sheet? Would you ever do that?
So me and Rena we've talked about this before, and I think that what helped me a lot and what still helps me is at least just having, whether it's a specific checklist, but just at least a guide, at least something that you can look at, or you can have reminders of, and just think, have I covered this base? Have I gone through this already with the customer? And I think it not only covers basic things like information, whether that's email, phone number, whatever it is, but also ask them questions like, hey, what is this vehicle? How many miles do you have? How long has this been happening? Have you been somewhere else before? It's just certain things like that. I think a guide is great. I think that, at least that I know that I can tend to get a little distracted and kind of in that conversation with the customer, and it helps.
Yeah, that was my point. The customer could force you to get off track, or at least miss some of the essential things you want to cover. And of course, all the noise that's going on in the building, and somebody screaming at you, I need those parts, or something like that. I mean, I know that doesn't happen in your shops.
So, Carm, I do provide all of the advisors with guides, like a guide to the incoming call, just like a basic appointment, the guide to dealing with a price shopper, the guide to making a sale. But I do think that over time, they can probably move away from the guide as long as it becomes their go-to. Right. So as soon as it's their habit, then I think that they can get rid of it. But I think that both Ethan and Chad will agree that you can take a long weekend and come back, and all of a sudden one of your old habits is there.
Yeah.
So we're like, hey, where did that guide go? Let's get back to that.
Yeah, that empathy thing that you talked about, Ethan. If someone said to me on the phone, "So happy you called,"
Mm-hmm.
man, to me that's a strong thing in my head to hear someone
Mm-hmm.
saying, "Thank you, we're so happy you called," because he cares about making my car right.
Mm-hmm.
How cool is that? Wow, this was great. I love this. Great. I love this new format, Rena. I think you broke the code for us all. Let's do a final break, and we'll come back, and we will do the role play number 3. Okay. Hey, ring, ring. It's the 2020s calling, and they're telling you it's time for an upgrade. Head on over to the internet and type in getshopware.com. These friendly folks, my friends over there, are excited to meet you and share all that cloud-based shop management has to offer. Getshopware.com. And looking to upgrade your website and make it easier for customers to connect with your shop? Well, let Broadly build you a professional, responsive website that you can be proud to show off on the web at getbroadly.com/chat. Okay, everybody, we're going to do role play number 3, a transmission fluid service. Chad, you're going to be the service advisor. Ethan, the customer. Rena?
Did you guys see that somebody asked if we would do a tune-up? I know this is completely off.
I'd
We
love
didn't
to.
talk about a tune-up at all, but
What do you think?
somebody said
I
in
love
the
a
chat,
challenge. I love a challenge.
I think we
Let's
should
do
do
it.
it because I think that's a really good one. So I think we should do the tune-up.
Okay, cool. Let's do that.
Okay, so we'll stick with the same people in the same role. Okay, all right, here we go. Ring, ring, ring.
Dale Service Center. How can I help you?
Hey, I am looking to get a tune-up on my car. What do you guys charge for that?
Depends, buddy. What do we got?
Do you mean what vehicle do I have?
Yeah. What are you driving?
Okay, it's a '99 Jeep Wrangler.
Mm-hmm. 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder.
6.
Okay. Typically, tune up on that probably about $250. I can get you in next Monday if that works for you.
Okay. What? So, curiosity. What parts are you going to be using to do the tune-up? And what exactly what different services do you guys do for a tune-up?
Basically, if you're asking what we can do, the plugs, the wires, and I can check the air filter for you if you want, fuel filter. But generally, it's spark plugs and wires, usually what the customers here do. So, yeah.
Okay. Do you guys have like a carbon cleaning service or something like that?
Yeah, I got some stuff I can dump in the tank for you. It's like $10 or something.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll give you guys a quick call back, and I'll let you know if I can come in.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Hey, remind me not to go to Chad's place.
At
Yeah,
least when you-
I can check it if you want. I'm sure that happens 10,000 times a day, Chad, right?
You know, one of the things that I actually do, Carm, is when I'm working with a shop, I'll call shops that are around that other shop just to see what other shops are doing. And I actually just did this in Fresno, California. I just secret shopped 8 shops. And I'm going to tell you, this is more common than our good role play. Truthfully, this is really what you and when I call shops, I'm not calling shops that are, like have 1 star with 1 review. I'm calling shops that have 4 and 5 stars with hundreds of reviews. And so I think this is truly, unfortunately, more common than we want to think or admit that it is, that we do find it service advisors on a bad day, and sometimes I think that they are just, they answer a lot of calls and
Yeah.
they just have to make it through it.
I don't want to. I say this much too often, but I have to. Our dearly departed Bob Greenwood was always on his soapbox about the professionalism of our industry, and he was way ahead of his time when he was talking about that. And Rena, with what you just said, that this is more common than not. What's it going to take for us to stop and realize that you can't flip a switch and be professional? You've got to go out, you've got to get training, you've got to have bigger, better, greater commitments to your customer and to the values in your company. And I guess if the culture is good and right and strong, then all of this stuff starts shining out through your communication process with your peoples and your customer. Great point.
Right.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Let's do it right.
Yeah. Let's hear it. Okay, great. So here we go. Ring, ring, ring.
Thank you for calling Dale Service Center. My name is Chad, and how may I help you?
Hi, I'm looking to get a tune-up on my vehicle.
Absolutely, we can help you with that. Who am I speaking with?
Ethan?
Hi, Ethan. Have you ever been in to see us at Dale's before?
I have not. This would be my first time.
Oh, perfect. How'd you hear about us?
Just online. I'm just trying to search around for a place to do this for me.
Awesome. Thank you for giving me a shot. Tell me what the kind of vehicle you have.
It's a 99 Jeep Wrangler.
99 Jeep Wrangler. Pretty cool vehicles, man.
Nice.
I love them. My mom had one back in the day. I loved it. The tune-up is what you were asking me about?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We can help you with that.
So it's like spark plugs, carbon cleaning, whatever that really entails. What do you guys usually do when you guys get like a tune-up?
Well, first off, when the vehicle will get here, it's going to get a complimentary multi-point safety inspection. That's done digitally. The technicians will go through it, check fluids, filters, batteries, lights, make sure everything is safe and secure around the vehicle. We'll check and make sure fluids are topped off and everything's in working order from there. And then, yes, what we'll do is we'll build you a correct estimate of what it would take to tune your vehicle up. Generally, on something like that, I think that might have a distributor cap and rotor, spark plugs and wires. If
Okay.
not, it might just be plugs and boots. But I'll know more when the vehicle comes in, Ethan.
Okay.
As far as I think you mentioned a carbon cleaning, yes, I do have a BG fuel induction kit that we do. My customers absolutely love it. We sell quite a few of those. It goes through the throttle body. Those replace the carburetors. And to keep those clean, that really prolongs the life of the engine. Customers are very happy with that. Ethan, can I get your name and number? Oh, I got your name, but can I get your phone number?
Sure. It's 5555555. What do you guys normally charge for all this?
The initial estimate to do the tune-up's free. My technicians are going to build that estimate for me, and then I can get you the price on it. The price I do know for the fuel induction cleaning is going to be about $180, but I'll have an exact price for you when you come in, and then you can make a decision if you want to go with us on that. Now, all of our work is backed by a 3-year, 36,000-mile parts and labor warranty. It's nationwide. It's transferable, so if you sold that Jeep, Ethan, you can pass that along to the buyer. Usually it's a private buyer that would get it, and that can come back to our shop, and we'll take care of them too.
Okay. And am I okay to bring spark plugs or?
Generally, we like to provide them. That allows us to keep that 3-year, 36,000-mile parts and labor warranty on your invoice for you for that vehicle. So if you're out of town and the spark plug should happen to foul, I don't think it would, but if you pulled into another shop and you give me a call, let me know. We'll work with that shop and we'll get that rectified for you right away.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. This Monday, I have a drop box up front. Do you need a shuttle ride home? I have free loaner cars that are available.
Yeah, a loaner car would be great if I can drop it off in the morning.
Absolutely. We could do like 8 o'clock. Would that work, Ethan?
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Could you, for the loaner vehicle, I just ask that you bring a driver's license and proof of insurance with you.
Okay.
Ethan, you have a great
Will do.
weekend. Is there anything else I can do for you before I hang up?
That's all. I appreciate it.
Hey, take care.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Good job, guys. That was awesome. One of the things that I love that I hear Chad say a lot is my customers love it. Sometimes when he talks about his warranty, he says, something. How do you say it, Chad? When you talk about the warranty?
If something should happen and something that we install that should happen, you can, or out of state or something, you can go to a local shop in that area, contact me, and we're going to take care of that problem. If it in fact was the work that was related to what we did, of course.
And he says, my customers love this option. My customers love having this protection. I hear him say that a lot. Like he said about the BG service, right? He said, yes, this is a service that I offer to a lot of customers. This is something that they really like. I really like that he says that. Um, and I also like that he sometimes we do just have to go with what the customer is saying, right? Like instead of trying to say, well, you probably don't need a tune-up, right? Like there really isn't a point in having that conversation with the customer. I do think we could have talked about the symptoms a little bit to see if Ethan had symptoms to make sure that we were going down the right path. But ultimately, it did sound to me like Ethan knew what he was talking about, and I don't want to argue with him. I mean, let's bring him in, let's do the inspection. Um, and it seemed like Ethan was reasonable. I think that they were building a good relationship.
To your point, Rena, I want to stop you. I wrote down here a question upon his question, how much is a tune-up? Would the response be, why do you think you need a tune-up? Or
So
not? Or is that too argumentative?
I don't like that question personally because it's like, well, why do you think I don't? So my question is, well, what symptoms are you experiencing?
Okay.
And so then there's now the opportunity to talk more about the symptoms or say, yeah, you know what, I'm really not having any symptoms. I'm just wanting to do these things because, I generally replace my spark plugs every 100,000 miles.
Are we assuming as service advisors, Chad and Ethan, that people that you really don't know, they're not customers, you don't know their tendencies, are doing a ton of research on YouTube or the internet, trying to come up with what they think, their armchair quarterback decisions?
Yeah, I think especially nowadays, I think definitely. I think what we're seeing a lot is people are keeping their old cars and fixing their old cars. I'm a perfect example of that. My car is super old. I actually have a Wrangler that's super old. And I mean, when you go about it, I think a lot of people are using Google to not only find us, but to also, put the code into the computer that the auto parts store gave them for free, and try to look up, oh, is it this problem or is it this problem? I think, at least that I feel that the majority of like people that call in for a price have done at least some research themselves, and that's why they say, like you mentioned before, like a transmission, or I got a check engine light on, or I need a tune up. I think especially nowadays, I think people are using the internet to the best of their abilities to do their own research. But I think that's also where we come into play. We are that better teacher, and we build a relationship with the customer to where they don't go to Google anymore. Instead they call you and they say, hey, I've got this problem. What do I need to do to get this fixed? I've definitely made relationships with customers where they stopped going to the internet to look at what the problems are, and they call us instead.
You know what I just love? I just wrote down, we'll become your Google.
Yeah.
That's a cool idea. Just to drop in some kind of casual conversation, either face to face or on the phone, because then you're saying something that you already know, that he's already Googled his problem. It will become your Google. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I also agree with Ethan. I think that people are taking their time to look on Google. And then I think that as service advisors, we almost, I don't know if it's the word is annoyed but we feel like, great, now I'm going to have to argue with this person. And so sometimes I think we look at that kind of educated customer as somebody that is going to be a little bit more difficult. And so I think that we can shut down on that person. We can be like, yeah, this person was just looking for the cheapest place, or yeah, this person just wanted us to do what, they think that their car needs. And so we start to shut down on them instead of do what Ethan just, said is, talk to them, ask them questions, understand a little bit more about what's going on with their car. You can build doubt, you can build some hope, you can be their Google. One thing that I tell advisors is don't tell people that you don't think they need it because you don't really know either. I mean, you can say, gosh, based off of what you just told me, it's possible, but it's also possible you could need this or this. So I would want to confirm that before we went ahead and did a tune up.
Yeah. Good stuff, guys. I love a comment Bill Connor made can I text you a map to our place?
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. And thank you for that, Bill. I would think that would be on the cheat sheet somewhere along the line, because again, in the heat of the moment, you may forget that. And even if it's a brand new person, they've never been to your place, I think it's one hell convenience. Again, it starts building that convenience. Why you continue to come here is we have something called an easy button, and it
Mhm.
could be the form of text, it could be information, it could be the website. I love that. That's a great idea. That's an easy button thing. Wow. Hey, let's do a last call around the room. This was great. Thank you for the new format. The good way and the bad way, and we actually got all three role plays in. So let's go around the room. Marina, I'll give you the last word. Ethan, did you have any fun? Did you learn anything? And what would you like to tell our audience?
Yeah, no, I definitely really enjoyed this. This is a great opportunity. Thank you again for letting me on the show. I think that the only way that we can improve as service advisors is doing practice like this. And I think there's real world practice, but I also think that there are things that, and what's great about, also talking with Arena is figuring out, where your strong points are and where your weak points are and working on both, to the best of your abilities. So I'd say that if I could say anything about what we do and, what our role is try to best be that educator and that person that gives that customer sympathy. Because I think that making that personal connection with them and also being an educator, I feel like builds the best kind of relationship, because then that opens up the door to, personal things like, are you guys moving? Are you going on vacation? How are the kids? How's the dog? It opens up the door to a lot of stuff. And I think that connection and being that person that if someone has a problem or a light pops on or a tire gets low, that the first thing that person thinks of is, I should call Ethan. I should call Casey's Automotive. I should call Chad, whatever it is, that you're that first thing that they think of.
Thank you so much. Ethan Smith, Service Advisor, Casey Automotive, Chantilly, and Sterling, Virginia. Great. Loved your comments. I loved them so much that I made a note here. John DeJulius wrote a great book. And God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The title just fails me. But he there's this concept called FORD, FORD, family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. And he says you need to know that about every one of your customers. And through the question and answer or the relationship period, you start learning all this stuff and you build it into your CRM. And so when the person comes in, if you found out that they're getting ready to go away or they did go to Disney and they come back and say, hey, how was that trip to Disney? That's part of recreation, of course, knowing what they do for a living, how big their family is, and then any dreams that they may have solidifies that relationship. Thank you for that, Ethan. Chad, your final words.
First and foremost, thank you for having me on. This was a lot of fun. It was a good time. I want to really thank my coach, Rena. She's fantastic to work with. She is any questions, emails, texts. I bombard her with a lot of stuff. I'm always wanting to get better, and she's always there for me. Rena is really pulled my career up higher than I thought I could ever go. Now I don't think I have a ceiling anymore. It's just the sky's the limit. She's just wonderful to work with. So thank you, Rena. You've really, as you know, she pulled me out of a bad spot. I had had some other coaching experience before. When the owner of my shop had come up and said, "Hey, what do you think about doing some coaching again?" My answer was no. He said no, and I said no. And then he said, "I want you to talk to somebody." And I actually got the interviewer, and I just hit it off. So she's amazing to work with. She lets you be you, but still work in the confines of, hey, this is our goal, to make the customers, fix their problems. We're capable of doing that, and we can do that in a polite way. We can treat people like we want to be treated. And again, thank you, Rena. You're amazing.
Thanks, Chad. Service Advisor Dale's Service Center in Davenport, Iowa, and a really tough customer. Man, I'll tell you. See, he's been hammered so much in his life, he just wants to be the bad nemesis to Ethan. Thank you for taking that, Ethan, by the way. Rena, you have the last word, and thank you for bringing the team here.
Yeah, thank you guys for both being here. And Chad, I will get that check to you later for that referral. Thank you. Anyways, no, seriously, thank you for saying that. one thing that I said before when we were all in the green room earlier is these two guys, the best thing that they do is they are always asking me, can we listen to my recorded calls? They are great students. They both want to be better. Most people don't like listening to recorded calls. I am one of those people. I listen back to myself, and I say, why did I say that? Where did that come from? But it is the best tool. And so, both of them ask me for recorded calls. They're always there on time for their coaching calls. So, I will say that your coach is going to make you do some tough things, but it's only because your coach wants you to be better.
Thank you, Rena. Let me put a bow on what you just said about listening to yourself. As really successful podcasters, listen to every single episode that they produce for one particular reason: to always learn to get better.
Mm-hmm.
Great fitting comments. Thank you all. By the way, Rena Runnebaum, CEO of Empowered Advisor. Thank you so much. Everyone have a super and a great weekend. Thanks for being here.